I'm so glad you're here today to celebrate the launch of this incredible book. But let's go back to the beginning, because when you and I were chatting the other day, you started as a coal miner.
I did. Can you believe it? I know it's very hard to believe. How times change. Yeah, I mean, I left school. I was really artistic. My dad's an artist. Went to college, studied graphic design and illustration. I thought, right, I need to move to London. I'm going to work down this coal mine in this northern town where I'm from, in Doncaster, Armthorpe, at Markham Main. I'm going to do that for as long as it takes for me to be able to raise money to move to London to be an artist.
Now, you were saying to me that you also started, as I think most true makeup artists do, you start by making up your sisters, your mum, all your girlfriends.
My girl's world. I was really good at drawing faces, and I always used to deface all my parents' album covers and book covers and newspapers. And draw lashes on them and think, oh no, I can make them look better, I'll make their lips this colour or whatever. And then my sister, she saw me doing this and she was like, well, Gary, gosh, I'm going out tonight, can you do much? She's 3 years older than me. She said, can you do my makeup? So I did her makeup, and it actually turned out really well. And then my mum, and then all my cousins, because I've got a lot of girl cousins, they'd all sort of get me to do that. So yeah, I mean, I've always been really interested in just art, really. It was more art for me then. It wasn't about being a makeup artist or trying to be a makeup artist.
Well, I think it's very interesting that you are self-taught.
Yeah.
So you actually got your experience on the ground, bugging photographers, bugging people just to do their makeup. Tell me a little bit about when you moved to London, what you did.
I went to see all the advertising agencies. I went to different art houses. I went to see lots of photographers, but more from an artist perspective. And I was in Ealing, actually, at the time, and I saw this advert for painting mannequins in a shop window, or being an assistant, sorry. So I thought, well, I'm good at drawing, I'm going to try and do this. So I went to, I just went for this, knocked on this door, and I saw this lady who answered the door, and it was like really macabre. It was almost like a bit of a horror film, like a waxworks thing, carry-on film, you know, we've got all these mannequins and whatever. I showed her my book of drawings and things that I did, and she said, well, we'll try you out, you know, you won't get paid. And so I did it. So that's really where my ideas of a three-dimensional face, for me, contour definitely started, learning contour from that. And I did that for a while, and I assisted, and I watched, and then I suddenly thought to myself, hang on a minute, I can probably earn more money if I do this on a real person.
On a living human being.
On a living human being. So that's what I decided to do.
Well, no, I think it's very interesting, because I think you forget now, don't you, there's such a sort of structured way of becoming a makeup artist nowadays. But actually, you moved to London a similar time to me, and in the 80s, it was a bit of a sort of free-for-all, and you had to just kind of grab life and go for it, don't you? And actually, so many makeup artists of our generation did start that way. They had their first job.
It's very different now, isn't it? And also, my career just changed, because I just met the right people at the right time who helped propel my career to where it is now, and
something to do with talent
stays
too.
The same.
But I think absolutely. I think, as far as I'm concerned, I just remember you always being a really established, successful makeup artist. I first knew you as, and I still think of you as the man that makes women look completely beautiful and glamorous.
Yeah.
So I think you first probably came on my radar when all those amazing GQ covers, all that sort of work. So tell me how you got into that.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly at the time when I started doing really beautiful makeup, it was like heroin chic runway. It was very minimalistic, very not attractive makeup in fashion.
Grungy.
Very grungy. And I did the polar opposite. And that's just where I've always been at, you know what I mean? And that's what I enjoy doing the most. And I think that's what most women want to feel. They want to feel beautiful, don't they?
You've obviously been approached to do books so many times, and I know that you obviously have your autobiography, but we also know that you don't do a book to make money, even though it's sold globally, so it's going to be a huge success.
Yeah.
So tell me why this book at this particular time now. And what I love about it is, as much as you have A-listers in there, and you have some serious A-listers in there, it's actually about making real women look beautiful. You've chosen 15 real women from all walks of life, and if you haven't had a look, transformed them.
Yeah.
So tell me why now? Why this book now?
Do you know what? Yeah, of course, over the years you get asked to do lots of different books and whatever, and it's all about timing as well, I think. It's all about having the time to be able to do something. Originally in the meeting, we were talking about doing a book that was just a gorgeous coffee table book that would be just fabulous makeup on beautiful models. Maybe we'd do a celeb book. But I wasn't really interested in doing a book on celebs or just using gorgeous fashion models or beauty models. I thought, this needs to be something that's really close to my heart and something that means something to me and something that I think that's going to mean something to people and the women who are going to buy the book. I wanted to use real women who I could do transformations on, and I've used different genres.
I've got one here. I just love this. I'm sorry, I don't know if you've seen this one, but look at that.
That's Charlotte.
Can you see that?
So Charlotte actually works at the publishers. I'd not seen her before or anything. She came along to the studio and I was like, right, let's, you know, because the first thing you have to do obviously is analyse someone's face. She was very nervous and I said, no, you've got to trust me, you've got to trust me. And I said, well, what do you like? Tell me what you like. Because obviously that's a really big part of my job as well. You have to listen to what people want. And I just transformed her face. I just said, no, we're going to do this, we're going to change, we're going to try some eyelashes, we're going to try this colour, we're going to try this eyeshadow. And then she looked at herself afterwards and she was just like, she just was blown away. She just couldn't believe what she was seeing.
So you've got Melanie Sykes, Martine McCutcheon, Kelly Brook, Jo Wood.
Yeah.
I love the piece in the Daily Mail yesterday.
I didn't.
That picture's incredible.
Yeah, that was in the Mail yesterday. I love that picture.
Completely amazing.
Yeah.
But I think what's interesting is sometimes real women, and I count myself as a real woman. I know it's such a strange term.
It's a weird word. I don't know what to call it, but you know what I mean, don't you? Everyday women from every walk of life.
But I think we look at people like Kelly Brook or Mel Sykes or Martine McCutcheon and Jo Wood and we think, I can never look like that. Your book says, yes, you can.
Well, the thing is, I could have just done...
So empowering.
If I'd really wanted to do, I could have just done a book and filled every page with a celebrity. I could have done. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to pick a few different sorts of people, obviously I've worked with for years and years and years over the years, and just prove and use them for inspiration for the book, to inspire people out there buying it, and also to recreate these looks on our transformation models or take elements from them. And just prove that you don't have to be a celebrity to look gorgeous or glamorous.
And I also love the detail in the step-by-step, because you absolutely take it back to the basics, as in, I love the what colour concealer to use on what part of your face to cancel out. The way that you work as an artist in terms of depth and colour. That knowledge you take for granted, but actually to put it down in a book is really helpful for the average
Well, there was
person.
nothing really out there. There's a few books that I saw in America that did that sort of thing, but it was all very scripted almost. I wanted to make it a little bit more accessible, so I was like, well, let's get as many in-between pictures as we can.
Well, I think it's very interesting because we had a really quick chat, and I know you want to say, yes, I do a few celebrities, but when you list the celebrities you do, I didn't know you did David, you groomed David Beckham, got him ready for the
Olympics. Yes. I mean, I've done lots.
And I love your Tracy Ullman story, which I think is completely humbling. So you have to tell us a few celebrity stories.
Well, no, I mean, over the years, it's like, I mean, I just see it as, it's my job. It's like you interview celebrities and people, journalists, we all interview people, so it's just our job. So I never really think about it, but then sometimes you pinch yourself if you're in a certain situation, you think, gosh, can't believe I'm quite doing this. And I was a big fan of movies and I love buying magazines and looking at celebrities. I think everybody's obsessed with it, aren't they? It's just part of our culture. We all want to be involved. We all want a piece of someone. We all want to feel like we're part of it. So, yeah, I mean, in my career, I've had a really diverse career where I've worked with amazing Hollywood actresses, you know, over the years, fantastic people, you know, I was saying, like Melanie Griffiths, Honor Blackman, Ursula Andress, Eva Longoria.
Well, I think what's really interesting, because I know you for red carpet work, and I know you for magazine work, and I know you for television work, but actually you get most satisfaction out of making up real women.
I do, because I think, you know, a lot of celebrities, you know, it's their job, is that they get made up every day. You're
an incredibly successful and, to my mind, respected and beloved makeup artist, and yet you're surprised at the success of your book. You're still humble, aren't you?
Yeah, because I don't know, it's something that I've always wanted to do, so I'm really excited about it. It's like, I think it's a beautiful book. I think it ticks a lot of the boxes. I think it inspires people. It gives, you know, it shows people what you can do. It educates them. It gives them a flavour of how you can look, a bit of celebrity, a bit of this, a bit. So I think it does a lot of things, but, you know, until you see it, you don't know what it's going to look like until you feel it. And I can remember the day when I got the book, they sent it to me, and I was undoing it, and I was so nervous, because even though I had a lot to do with the way it looks, you still don't really know how it's going to look or feel until you get it, and you don't know, do you? You don't know.
That's brilliant, thank you. Can I throw it open to some questions? Any questions at all? Come on, you must have some, I know you have. Go on.
Be kind to me.
Do your mum and sister's makeup?
Well, they're in the book. They're in the book. So, yeah, I mean, I do. My mum's 74 now, so on the odd occasion that she does go out, and if I'm up north, because they still live in Doncaster, then I'll go back and I'll do some makeup. And my sister loves it.
How long did it take to shoot all this?
Well,
it's a lot of
can
work,
I ask
isn't it?
anyone, how long do they think it took me to do this book? How long did they think it took me to shoot it, and how long to write it? And then I'll give you a...
Oh, at least a year.
I'd say yeah.
I shot the book in 14 days.
No. Whoa.
And I
So
wrote
you didn't
it...
sleep, you didn't eat, you know?
No, actually, do you know what? I did, the days were very contained because I did virtually all the makeup myself. I had an assistant who helped as well, but most of the makeup you see on the book, and I also did all the drawings for the book, the sketches, and I wrote the book.
All the illustrations are yours.
Yeah,
They're beautiful.
Thank you. And I wrote the book with a fabulous lady called Zia Maddox, who helped with me with the text. That took about 3 months to write because I wanted to get it right.
I love your work.
I love your work.
Well, mutual admiration, because you do make women look beautiful. You have had an incredibly successful career. Have there been any outstanding moments, either with a celebrity or something that you just think, wow, blew my mind?
You know, I'll never forget when I worked, for example, with like Melanie Griffiths years ago. What was the film she was in? Working
Girl. Yeah.
And I remember looking at it, and I remember thinking, God, one day I hope I get to work with people like that. And then you do.
And your mum looks fantastic.
She said to me when we did the book, she said, oh, God, Gary, can you not put a bit of Ready Lippy on me? Can you not make me look like one of these fabulous actresses that you work with? So that's why when you get to my mum's page, we get to this part where she suddenly becomes she becomes this fabulous,
sort of
almost Glenn,
close
Honor Blackman actress. She said, I want to wear a big collar out on my neck. I want to do... Because I could have done the opposite. I could have played it really safe. I could have just done the most minimal of makeup. She would have still looked gorgeous. I could have not gone as crazy with the hair and whatever. But I just wanted to prove that if you want to do something, it's not... I don't think as you get older you stop wearing a smoky eye or a red lip. You just adapt it for your age.
Thank you all for coming, and thank you to Gary.
Thank you to Nadine.
Yeah, it was really inspirational, very inspiring.
His work is stunning. I'm looking forward to looking through the book at my leisure.
I'm delighted for him that finally his artistry can be shared with the rest of the world, because it's worth knowing. So I've loved today, it's been great.